Hey guys, how's it going? I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm glad you guys are gonna chit chat. This is gonna be a fun one, fun topic. I am got some crazy hair actually, but either way, I am trying to, I guess, talk about many things today. Today is gonna be um, a topic of, I guess it's gonna be like prophecy topic. Okay, so I want to start off with this video. Let's go ahead and just look at it real quick before I even get started. Okay. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Entity, and the Bible calls him the dragon and the serpent. He is a fallen angel, and he exists to stop the purposes of God, to destroy the purposes of God. Then, on the other hand, you have God creates a people who are there to fulfill the purposes of God, to bring God's purposes into the world. And so what are you going to have when you have that, the one and the other? You're going to have a war.
Yeah.
And so what we saw on October 7th was part of an ancient war. We kind of rise up and we have our generation, but it's part of an ancient war that's been going on in one form or another, and it makes no sense in the natural. You cannot explain it in the natural. It doesn't matter where they have in the world where they have no Jewish people, there's hatred for Jewish people.
Yeah.
Ancient times, medieval times, modern times, and it keeps changing. This is a spiritual thing that we're all involved in.
Yeah.
And if anything, not only does Jewish existence show the existence of God, it's testimony, but it also testifies to the existence of the enemy. So you've got this war, and then in Revelation, you have this vision of this dragon who makes war against this woman who has a crown of 12 stars who gives birth to Messiah. That's Israel. And that is, the thing is, Eric, it's amazing because it's yet to come, a Revelation, but actually things from Revelation are even spilling over now because the war is happening right now as well. So what happened? If God's going to resurrect his ancient people and bring them back into the world, the enemy is going to have his own resurrection. And he's going to bring back an ancient people. And the ancient people are the ancient enemies of Israel. And they were called the Philistines or the Philistines.
And these were the sea people.
These were the sea peoples. They swept over and they invaded Israel. And they were a thorn. Goliath, Samson, the stories, all that is the Philistines. So what would happen if he would resurrect this people? He has resurrected this people. And it's not about the people. They don't know what they're doing. But we call them the Palestinians. Palestinian means Philistine. Literally means that. And the amazing thing, there's so much to this, but they're actually replaying the ancient mystery without knowing it. And the thing is that when Israel, the word Israel first came into the world, it was on the Pharaoh's inscriptions, it was Congress. Right after that, the word Philistine starts spreading in the Arabic language.
Yes.
And then, in fact, the word, and you know what the word is? I mean, you would know, but the word for Philistine in Arabic, among the Philistines, the word is Philistine. That's how you say Palestinian.
That's right.
You say it's Philistine. That's how you say it. I mean, it's real obvious.
Yeah.
The thing is so at the same moment Israel is coming back in 1948, there's this other resurrection that has now touched the entire world. And this is a war. This is part of the dragon's war.
Yeah.
In the Bible, or Philistia. And it was a strip of land there. And now here's the thing. People don't realize Gaza was there. We know that. Gaza is this ancient city of the Philistines. But the Gaza Strip, you know when it officially came back? 1948. When Israel came back and they went to their land, then all of a sudden, all these, quote, Palestinians are coming back, and all of a sudden the population triples and quadruples, and now it's like 10 times what it was. It's all happening when Israel comes back. So if God is bringing the Jewish people to their homeland, the enemy's bringing, they don't know it, they're pawns, bringing the Philistines to their ancient homeland. And so, it's amazing. So, and from that land, for Israel in ancient times, this was a land they feared because evil would come from.
So as I learn more and more about the Bible, I am understanding how big a deal Israel was to God. I mean, that is his sacred and holy land, okay? And then I see more and more about like Israel being in the news and what have you. And it's so bizarre to me because I guess I just never, out of sight, out of mind, and I'm not in Israel, right? And because that's the whole thing. The whole thing is that we are not over there because of what has happened in the past and our ancestors, and we've moved away from that land and they married women and, so forth, as the Bible, we learn in the Bible, right? But I guess he's creating from my understanding, is the sea people. Okay, and that sounds like kind of weird, right? But you know how everyone's been talking about the water. They've been talking about the water. They've been talking about like things are going to come out of the water, and whatever things are going in the water. The UFOs and all of this stuff. Okay, well, biblically, it says that God is going to restore the sea people. Okay, now that's not meaning they're like sea creatures. It's not meaning mermaids and stuff like that. I don't think. Okay, but it is technically, like he was saying, and we just heard, the Palestines. Okay, are the I'm sorry. Look at me. I got Palestines and Philistines. I'm tripping. The Philistines, aka Palestine. Okay, it's just. I mean, they're the same because it's like you said. It's when you say the name actually is Philistine. That's how you pronounce it, but it means Palestine. Okay, which of course, if we don't know this, that's why I wanted y'all to see that video. Just because. Hey guys, so I am in the middle of making this video, and guess what? All across the news, literally just on January 27th, I see that the Palestinians and they're headed back to go to Gaza, and they're I mean, they're going as we speak, and I just wanted to go ahead and include that in here since I was talking about it. And it's just, I'm dreaming about dragons, and I find it very odd. I never really thought about dragons like that. But, if you think about it, dragons are what? I mean, they were and did exist. So I know people like say they weren't real or whatever. I mean, of course, nothing's ever real until they see it, right? But dragons, lizards, dinosaurs, demons, reptilians. I mean, we're talking about the same kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Even, a mermaid in a sense. But either way, we can change the name all we want all day. It's still the same thing. And you know what I mean? That's the whole point. Just like everyone's like, oh, they changed the Bible. How do we know that that's really, whatever? That's been like a fight that I have come across a couple times. And I wouldn't say a fight, but it's been like, oh yeah, you got answers? Let me just. So what about the Bible? I thought the Bible is, that King James has changed it, and yada yada. And I mean, just because you like, I guess in a sense, break the bones and you're taking out the bones, the meat of it is still there. You know what I'm saying? It's still there. The mercy of the Lord is only for the people that fear him, or for those who fear him, right? And so in fearing God is like your first step to, I guess, knowledge of understanding all of this, right? And that is interesting, right? The prophecies are coming true. And after, just like how he was talking about the whole prophecy, the dragon prophecy that's actually fixing to happen. I mean, it's so crazy because all of the biblically things that have been fulfilled. And okay, so when they planted the fig tree was going to represent Israel and their growth as a whole, right? So what God tells Daniel is, he says, the same generation that saw it, be planted is going to be the same generation that sees his return. Now that's interesting. Does that mean like literal? I don't know what that means. Like, does that mean that God's going to come back and that particular group of people, which, I mean, if he said that people were not going to live past 120, does that mean that it's 120 years at the very, I guess, latest, that it would be from 48? And if so, that's like really close, right? Okay, so, and it's interesting to note that, Israel was reestablished 3 years after 3 years after the Holocaust. And Daniel says that the kingdom of God will start during days of the Roman Empire, right? Well, this was fulfilled. And it says not only will it start, but the kingdom of God was established on, technically, Pentecost is when it was fulfilled.
The term Pentecostal, and somebody asks you, are you Pentecostal? Here's what I want you to think when it comes to that term. Pentecost is the day God kept his promise to make his people the dwelling place of his spirit. This is why I can tell you I am Pentecostal, because
when they went amongst the world, that he was going to pull them all from all the different nations, and that they were all going to come together on this day and understand each other. Because remember, he gave everyone different, they couldn't talk to each other and so forth because of what happened with the Jacob's ladder, where he decided, what have you. Well, that's interesting. all of the nations that are going to gather together just like they did in Pentecost, and they're going to basically this time divide Israel. So they're going to be like against it, and they're going to want to break it apart. And that's when, I mean, that's going to be a clear sign of his coming. And I want everyone to just keep their eyes open, because I think that's what we're looking at today. Like, we're looking at this coming into play. And then, you know, if y'all have seen what's been happening lately, it's been like back to back. It's been back to back to back. It's like, dang, look, all of that came true. All of that came true. Oh, the seasons. And it's definitely the seasons. Okay. And it's so crazy. I mean, I crazy. I get it. So Armageddon's going to happen. It's going to be, you know, the Euphrates River has to dry up. Guess what? It's almost dry to this day. You can check out my video. I'll put the link in the bottom. But I mean, it's literally almost dry. They said that it will be dry within 10 years, right? And underneath, he's going to, you know, release the, you know, everything that's, you know, going on, which I'm not going to get into all that because I still want to talk about Trump. But roll on into this inauguration. So let's talk about Trump.
There was a lot of lusting going on at the inauguration. There was a lot of lusting. I don't know what was going on, but I don't know what was going on with Biden. I don't know if these people understand, like, yo, you're being recorded 24/7. This is a live feed. This is a live feed. And this man cannot control his eyeballs. And then you see what this dude, Biden, after he pardoned his entire family, the confidence, never seen Biden this confident in 20 years. Look what Biden says. He looks her up and down and then says, "What's your name?" Did you catch that? Of tech billionaires in attendance. Zuckerberg, Elon, Xi Jinping, is that how you say it? TikTok CEO, Google CEO, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, so the dude who runs ChatGPT. Joe Rogan was there. Obviously, Jeff Bezos was there. There was a whole row. And I think the conversation was the fact that the row of tech billionaires were in front of Trump's cabinet. And people were trying to read into that. And then you also have this video of Mark Zuckerberg taking not one look, but two looks.
Of all these tech billionaires, so you got this nice little thing. All of those billionaires came to see Donald Trump be inaugurated, and that's insane. It's so crazy. It's like, first off, he has all of the connections to be who he is, like, because he's Donald Trump. I mean, he has all the connections to all the world. I mean, he's over here, over there, over here, over there. I mean, he's in it like to win it. I mean, he's everywhere, and he's doing things, and that everybody knows who he is. He's outrageous. I mean, maybe everything he's done outrageous is on purpose so that he can be more known, because the world's going to know him, and they're going to, I guess, ultimately love him, hate him, whatever. I like Donald, which is why it's bad, because everybody that I like is a bad person. Not that my Nick is bad, because he's definitely not, but I just like the bad boys. I'm telling you, if I'm liking him, he is no good. That's just what it is. So I liked Donald. I think it's cool. I think it's also interesting that whenever we had that eclipse, you know, his name popped up as one of the literal cities that it just passed right over. It was Donald. That was interesting. So it does say the Antichrist is going to be like, you know, stout. And I don't know necessarily the definition of stout, but I don't think that's necessarily Donald, but maybe it's just not him yet. You know what I mean? He is going to be loud. He's going to make a difference. He's going to be powerful. He's going to be rich. He's going to be all of these things that Donald is. Maybe it's not necessarily him. Maybe it's going to be his son-in-law, because I really think that his son-in-law looks weird. Then you got pictures of like this, and this is straight from the inauguration. Okay, so I would watch the inauguration. I watched the inauguration, and I'm over here taking, like, you know, just kind of watching it, and then I'm like, hey, am I the only one that saw that? So then I want to pause it, and I'm like, interesting. Do it again, you know, see what I'm trying to, like, just make sure I break it down and look at it right. But then I see all of these random pictures, all of them. Nobody, not one person is talking about these, and that's why I'm like, I was like, oh, should I talk about it or not? But I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to reach out there. I'm going to talk about it. You let me know what y'all think, because This is this is right here. This is exclusive news. This is exclusive from me. Okay. Nobody's talked about it. They are talking about it, like everybody, but nobody's talking about what I'm fixing to talk about, which is the spiritual up in these pictures, videos. I mean, what? Why? How? I don't know. I guess it was just for my eyes. I don't know. Maybe they did see it and I missed anybody talking about it, but you heard it here from your girl. Okay. So, all right. So let's talk about these pictures. I'm going to go ahead and just play a little bit for you of the actual inauguration. And then I want to go back and I want to look at some pictures that I did get. I don't want to go through the whole thing because it is quite long, but it is weird that he did take his, his speech being like, I, Donald J. Trump, is going to, a promise to this and that and what have you. Okay. It's weird because that is, I mean, supposedly that's not a Bible. I know he has his hand on a book, but I did see where the Bible is underneath the book. What would be the purpose of that? Does anybody know? Because please let me know. Please message me and just fill your girl in on some stuff that I don't even know. Nor did I even really research. I guess I could have researched that, but you don't have to research it. Look at this. Look at this over here. This is enough. And that's not even, I mean, this is more like that. Like this is where it's at. You see that? Yeah. I do enough research as it is because I love to know things and just be educated. And I like to talk to people that want to talk and have a discussion. I'm like, oh yeah, I know, but I just want to be involved. I want to know stuff. It's just me. I'm nosy. I don't know, especially when it comes to the Bible and God. I'm kind of intrigued. I'm really interested. It's got me going, Okay, so these are some of the weirder pictures, and it started with this guy, which this picture is not really nothing, but I was like, doesn't that look a little demon face syndrome-ish? And I say ish because it does. It kind of looks like it's me. And then as the video plays and it's panning over, I'm like, yeah, look at that face is kind of distorting a little bit. And it's again a little bit of pointy ears, and his eyes are kind of coming back. I mean, the exact qualities that I guess the demon face syndrome does supposedly have, right? And then I'm starting to look at the other ones, and I'm seeing here just one after another. Look at the guy's hand. What is he? Is that something's not right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5 fingers, but that's not right. And look at that. Can somebody tell me what that is in the picture? Because to me, that looks like a demon. It looks like a literal demon that is in this picture. It looks like the demon of lust or asmodeous. That's what it looks like. And that's just straight up. That's what it looks like. I mean, right? Does that not look like it? I mean, look at the little bitty, what is that, like a bird foot or something? That little white one that we see over here on the left, and it looks like the same as in that picture. Now, I mean, it's not exact because I can't really tell from, obviously, the actual demon at the inauguration. I can't really tell all the detail of it. If anybody can find out the detail of that, I would be interested to know, is that the actual demon? And if so, how much more proof do we need that it is that time? Okay, so I don't know about if I'm reaching or not. Y'all let me know, please. Just wanted to show you guys this. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. If you like it, like it. If you want to subscribe, tell people about it. I don't know. Spread the word. Get me out there, and I got more to come. Thanks.